Tuesday, November the 15th. Had a really good sleep last night. Someone's just posted on one of the social media groups that the leg we're about to do is very tough, so it looks like I'm in for a big day. I'm going to try and make it to Dome, what was called the Dome Cafe, that's now closed, but still there's toilets and water there. It's 25 k's away. Weather looks good. I want to make an early start just to break the back of it, and yeah, so let's see how we go. 6:45 a.m. I've just started to pack my tent away, and I was actually joined last night by someone else about just after 8 o'clock. Young Nick Pakiri from Canterbury. So wasn't on my lonesome all night. But apart from the high school kids, it was a pretty quiet night. One advantage is there's no condensation on the tent today. Kept the doors open, it's so beautiful tonight. But it's not wet or damp, so I can pack it straight away, which is a real bonus. Just left the holiday park and about to head for the forestry hills. Elevation close to 500 today. It's a big climb, and it's not easy climbing either, through quite technical apparently. Just in the kitchen there, bumped into a guy who from Araroa College, who's been up there recently. Just very slippery and stuff. We've had 2 days of good weather now, so hopefully that's in our favour. It's just dried things out a little bit, but those roots tend to soak up the water and hold them. So we'll just see what happens. Never seen that sign before. Interesting. I didn't realise there was a Lee in New Zealand. There's a Lee very close to my hometown, St Helens in Merseyside. So the trail notes say follow what looks like a driveway with a Araroa orange triangle sign next to it, which is there. And then there's a 2.5 kilometre climb to a ridgeline. This sounds like us. Here we go. I'm pleased with progress this morning. It's taken me 1 hour 34 minutes to get to the first peak, and it wasn't too bad at all. Steep climbing, but not as muddy as I feared it might be. I dropped down to about 200 now and then back up to about 450-ish, but a good start to the day. I might have a little break here just to take on some water. Not a huge view around, a bit cloudy, but good progress so far today. I should add, it's actually nice to see the little extra signs for Araroa, and also on the board there. And also, it was opened by Sir Edmund Hillary on my son's 2nd birthday. Nice little view of Pakiri Beach. That's where I came from this morning, and actually see pretty much the road all the way in. So the village there and the school, and I'm about 350 elevation at the moment, so ready to drop and then a big climb again. Now, how am I supposed to follow this marker? You know, the packs on our backs are pretty big. I mean, climbing under there, I'm probably going to have to take the pack off just to get over here. Probably crawl through there, but oh, for goodness sake. Oh well, here goes. Looks like I went slightly off track. This looks like a well-worn track to me. But the app tells me that I was starting to separate from the track guideline. I think, you know, it's a great little tool, the app. But what on earth did I miss? Fortunately, it's probably only cost me 100 metres. Goodness me. Yeah, there's definitely a marker on here though. It's very confusing. Where did I go wrong? Back on track again. That's a little pathway I took down there though, and there was a little orange ribbon on one of the trees too. I could have gone a long way along that path line. Oh well, didn't make the mistake fortunately. Only cost me maybe 200 metres in the end. Right, pretty good idea where I'm going now. Looks like I'm heading downwards and then heading up towards the top of the tree line. So I'm just going to have to guts out the next hour or so, especially when I see signs like this ahead. Nothing but sheer mud. I think that's going to be pretty much the story for the next hour or so. Oh well, it's got to be done. It wasn't quite the same stretch of mud I showed on the video just before, but shortly afterwards, there's no way of getting around it. I just had to wade in. And I'll give my shoes a good clean tonight, but I was wearing blue socks this morning. Still got them on actually, even though you wouldn't believe it. This is going to be fun. Not. And a lovely silver looking fern. Nice little silver fern. Nice steep bit there, a little bit of a rope to help us up, which really was useful. Made it to the top. Just over 3 hours and a quarter since I left Pakiri camp. Really pleased with that. It's gone better than I thought. Nice little spot to have a little bit of a break, a little bit of energy, and started to drizzle, so I'll just keep an eye on that. But oh, really happy to get here. Got to be careful on the next downhill, but we'll I think broken the back of today anyway. The track veers off that way. It's 11:30. Hour and a half predicted. Let's see how long it takes me to get down there. I'm usually pretty slow and cautious going down, especially in muddy situations, so it might be a bit longer for me, but we'll see. Just come down a really steep part there. Very, very technical. Some people complained about this being a little bit dangerous, this section, and now I think I know which part they meant. They came down after heavy rainfall for a couple of days, and before this little climb down, this little descent, I was wondering what the problem was, but I think I've just learned. That was tough. A couple of slides, and a couple of times I just decided it was safer to slide rather than trying to walk down. It was that sheer. But anyway, onwards. This has been a tough descent. This has taken me ages. It's so difficult. That was so steep. A little rope to help out, but no ribbons, and that really made me worry I'd gone the wrong way. But I've finally seen one here and I'm on track. But man, that was difficult. So I went off track, and I've now got to try and find myself back on track, which is wading through upstream, and oh, very frustrating. No way I'm going to get to Dome tonight. I'm just going to cut my losses. I don't know what accommodation is going to be like halfway around, but well, I'll have to sort something out, even if I have to pitch a tent somewhere. I just need to get through here. There's a grassy knoll about 500 metres away, but this is really slow going. It's going to take me well over an hour just to get them close to it. So I've got to gain elevation of about 200 metres as well. So this is really tricky, but I better get on with it. So managed to find it off the creek, and then almost got attacked by a herd of bulls there. Blimey, what a day this has been. I've just spotted a couple of houses. I'm going to try and help head there. There's no way I'm going to get to Dome tonight, so I just need somewhere to pitch a tent and get myself back on the trail and carry on from where I boobed up. So here we go, uninjured, that's the main thing, and oh, great experience. This has been one heck of an experience. Finding my way through these farmers' gates is, I managed to get myself electrocuted with one of the fences, which is fun. Getting close to the house now, see what reception I get. I'm just going to bowl on up and ask for somewhere to pitch my tent. Let's see, let's see what happens. And so that was the end of an epic day. I'm supposed to be trying to get from Pakiri to Dome, and then did really well on the ascent up the mountain and went off course at the top and ended up sliding down. I was following markers, but it was obviously for the wrong course, and I didn't check the app to make sure I was on the right schedule, the right course. There were markers there, I just presumed I was in the right place. I ended up sliding down this huge bank and I just couldn't get back up. So I had to follow the bank down, ended up in a stream. Could see on the map where I needed to get to. I was about 500 meters away. So I tried to follow upstream to get to the point that would put me back on track, and I got hit by, there was just a waterfall there. I just couldn't go any further. I couldn't get up the banks. I left my pack down, tried to get up the banks to see if I could find a route, and I couldn't. So I had to then, and that took 2 hours to get upstream, just 200 meters. Came back downstream, which was another 2 hours, and I managed to locate some markers which took me to a main road. So I'm going to resume back on the course where I left off effectively tomorrow, but it cost me a day. But man, that was an experience. You know, there was one moment there, it's about 5:30 and I'm sitting on my pack thinking, completely in the bush. No idea how I was going to get out. Thinking, what am I going to do? I'm going to have to set up camp here in the forest. And then managed to find this grass verge which got me into past a farmhouse and onto a main road. So I then rang an accommodation number for accommodation for trail people, and I got this lovely lady. The first place I tried, I was all for knocking on people's doors and asking could I just tent in their garden, but I tried this number, and this lady who isn't even in town said, yeah, just have my house, don't worry about paying anything. It's like, that's the second time that's happened to me now, thanks to Dee and to Kim and Dennis in Nangaroo. So here I am. I'm in this house. She even rang a friend, Dave, who came and picked me up and took me there. So I'm in this house, which is not far off the trail, and I've got the house to myself. It's just people have been so good. So that was day 22. My sense of direction is terrible. Roll on day 23.